Well, as you probably well know, recreational marijuana is now legal in Michigan, but if you're planning on ringing in the new year with the new law, there are a couple things to keep in mind. So in this week's Know the Law segment, attorney Tom Sinas here to take a look at, we should really talk about some of the restrictions that are still in place. This is a very complicated issue.
It is, and you guys have done a great job covering this. There are so many nuanced angles to this, and there are so many unanswered questions about how we're going to implement this. So I thought it might be helpful to kind of wind that back out and review some of the basic pointers. Well, as you said, Proposition 1 passed, right? So recreational marijuana use is now legal in Michigan as of December 6, 2018. So what does that mean? It means you can use it. What it doesn't mean, you can't use it and drive.
Right, because very much like alcohol, it's regulated almost a lot like alcohol too, in that you can't drive. There are a whole lot of restrictions on what you can and can't do.
That's right, and the difference between marijuana and alcohol is that alcohol, we have the blood alcohol test, and we have a certain percentage limit, you know, under which is legal, over which is illegal. With marijuana, we still have a zero tolerance rule when driving under the influence of marijuana. I think one of the challenges that law enforcement will have is how do you actually conduct the field sobriety test to determine if someone's impaired. But as a basic point of law, don't use and drive. What about selling? Okay, so this is totally different than using. Right? It doesn't mean that anyone can become a pot dealer just because it's legal, right? You have to be licensed to sell marijuana. And we're going to see over the next months and years how that process unfolds. But when you look around our community, you're going to find that there are certain municipalities that have decided they don't want to have pot shops in their borders. And under the proposition, they can do that. So a number of municipalities, you know, Grand Haven, Wyoming, Hudsonville, the list goes on, have said none here. Last time I checked, marijuana shops will probably exist in Grand Rapids. The city of Grand Rapids has not said no.
Sure.
Okay, so you'll start to see them popping up in different places in the weeks and months to come. Here's one thing that really you can't repeat enough. This is a state law. Marijuana is still illegal under federal law. It's illegal to possess.
Schedule 1 drug. You can't transport it over state lines. You got to keep it within Michigan.
That's right. And here's the thing, you know, even if you possessed and sold it in Michigan, you technically still could be prosecuted under federal law, technically. Now, the Department of Justice has said, look, this is not a priority. They've been saying that for a long time. But priorities within the Department of Justice, as we see, shift a lot, depending on who's in charge. In Washington, who's leading the Department of Justice. So we will have the same problem here, or the same sort of question here, which is that we live in a state where marijuana use is legal, yet it's still illegal under federal law. And this proposition doesn't reconcile that problem.
Absolutely. A couple of numbers for folks too. 2.5 ounces you're allowed to possess, 12 plants you can grow in the confines of your home. And what about your number, too, in case people have questions on this very complicated issue?
Yeah, well, feel free to call me. I'll answer what I can. In West Michigan, 616-301-3333. Anywhere online, our website is www.sinusdramus.com, or shoot us an email at info@sinusdramus.com.
Yes, be careful, be responsible, be safe. Thank you, Tom.
Absolutely, thank you.